remarkable filmmaker and screenwriter. He is credited with making of 95 films which included the milestone Raja Harishchandra, India's first full-length silent feature movie. Today, I'll be speaking about the father figure of cinema in India, Dada Saheb Phalke. Dhundiraj Govinda Phalke was born on 30th April 1870 at Triambak, Bombay Presidency into a Marathi-speaking Chitpavan Brahmin family. His father, Govinda Sadashiv Phalke, was a Sanskrit scholar and worked as a Hindu priest conducting religious ceremonies, and his mother was Dwaraka Bai, was a housewife. The couple had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. His father taught Phalke to conduct religious rituals like yagna and dispensing of medicines. When he was appointed as a professor of Sanskrit in Wilson College, Bombay, the family shifted its base to Bombay. Phalke completed his primary education in Triambakeshwara and matriculation was done in Bombay. Phalke joined the Sir J.J. School of Art, Bombay in 1885 and was completed 1-year course in drawing. At the beginning of 1886, he accompanied his elder brother Shivram Pant to Baroda, where he married a girl from Marathi family. Later, he joined Kala Bhavan, the Faculty of Fine Arts at Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda, and completed a course in oil painting and watercolor painting in 1890. He also achieved proficiency in architecture and modeling. In the same year, Phalke bought a film camera and started experimenting with photography, processing and printing. He was awarded a gold medal for creating model of an ideal theatre in 1892 Industrial Exhibition of Ahmedabad. While his work was much appreciated, one of his fans presented him a costly camera used for still photography. In 1891, Phalke did a 6 months course to learn the techniques of preparing half-tone blocks, photolithio and 3-color ceramic photography. Principal Gajjar of Kala Bhavan sent Phalke to Ratlam to learn 3-color block making, photolithio transfer, color type, darkroom printing techniques under the guidance of Babulal Varulakar. Dada Saheb Phalke married his first wife in 1885, but unfortunately he lost his wife and a child in 1900 plague epidemic in the city of Godhra. In 1902, Phalke remarried to Girija Karandikar, niece of proprietor of Kirloskar Natak Mandali. Girija was renamed as Saraswati after the marriage. The couple had 3 children, son Balachandra Phalke and daughters Vrinda Puslakar and Mandakini Attavle. His wife was very supportive of his profession. In 1893, Gajjar allowed Phalke to use the photo studio and laboratory of Kala Bhavan, where he started his work under the name of Sri Phalke Engravings and Photo Printing. Despite his proficiency in various skills, he did not have a stable family life and had difficulties in making a living. Thus, in 1895, he decided to become a professional photographer and relocated to Godhra for doing business. His business did not do well in Godhra. Phalke returned to Baroda and started photography business. It did not run well because of the myth spread across the city that the camera sucks up the energy from a person's body which leads to their death. He started the business of painting the stage curtains for drama companies. This got him some basic training in drama production and fetched him a few minor roles in the plays. Phalke learned magic tricks from German magician who was on tour in Baroda at that time. This helped him use trick photography in his filmmaking. At the end of 1901, Phalke began to hold public performance of magic using professional name of Professor Kelpa with letters of his last name in reverse order. In 1903, he got a job as photographer and draftsman at Archaeological Survey of India. However, not satisfied with the job, Phalke resigned in 1906 and set up a printing press at Lonavala under the name Phalke Engravings and Printing Work with R.G. Bhatnagar as a partner. The press majorly worked for making photolithio transfer for Ravi Verma Press owned by painter Raja Rav Verma. Later, it also started the work of half-tone block making, printing and tricolor printing. With growing business, the press was shifted to Daradar, Bombay. Later, in 1908, the press was renamed Lakshmi Art Printing Works. Phalke went to Germany in 1909 to buy necessary color printing machinery. Though the printing business grew exponentially, the partners had increasing difference about running of the press. Soon, Phalke decided to abandon the partnership without availing any monetary benefits. After quitting Lakshmi Art Printing Works, on 14th April 1911, Phalke with his elder son Balachandra went to see a film, Amazing Animals, at America India Picture Palace in Giregaon, Bombay. Surprised at seeing animals on screen, Balachandra informed his mother, Saraswati Bai, about his experience earlier that day. None of the family members believed them, so Phalke took his family to see the film the next day. As it was Easter, the theatre screened a film about Jesus, the Life of Christ, by French director Alice Guy Blanche instead. While watching Jesus on screen, Phalke envisioned Hindu deities Rama and Krishna instead and decided to start a business of moving pictures. For the next 1 year, Palke started collecting various films-related material like catalog, books, and movie-making equipment from Europe. He bought a small film camera, reels, and started showing movies at night by focusing candlelight on lens and projecting the pictures on the wall. He watched movies every evening for 4 to 5 hours and was deprived of sleep. This put strain on his eye and he developed cataract in both eyes. He continued working against the advice of taking rest and lost his sight completely. Ornithologist Dr. Prabhakar treated Palke with the aid of 3 or 4 pairs of spectacles which helped him restore the eyesight. Palke wished to go to London to get technical knowledge of filmmaking but had difficulties getting finances for his trip. With the help of Yashwantrao Nadikar and Abba Sahib Chitnis, he secured a sum of 10,000 by mortgaging his insurance policies worth 12,000. On February 1, 1912, he boarded a ship for London. At London, Palke saw a name board of Bioscope Cinema Weekly near Piccadilly Circus. He was a subscriber of Weekly in India. He met its editor, Mr. Hepburn, and explained the purpose of his visit. Hepburn advised Palke against the idea of filmmaking in India based on the unsuccessful attempts in England and suggested that Indian climate might not be suitable as well. However, he was impressed with Palke's dedication and introduced him to film director, producer and screenwriter Cecil Hepworth of Walton Studios. Hepworth allowed Palke to visit all the departments of the studio and their working along with the demonstration of filmmaking. At the advice of Hepburn and Hepworth, he brought Williamson camera for £50 and placed an order for Kodak RAW film. Palke stayed in London for 2 weeks and returned to India in 1st April 1912. He found the Palke Films Company on the same day. After coming back from London, Palke started looking for a spacious place for shooting the films. Soon, the family shifted from Ismail Building, Charni Road to Mathura Bhavan Bungalow, Dardar. He constructed a small glass room at compound of bungalow and prepared a dark room and arrangements for processing the film. Imported filmmaking equipment reached Bombay in May 1912 and Palke set it up within 4 days with the help of sketch provider. He also taught his family to develop the film. To test the working of the camera and projector, Palke filmed the boys and girls in the surroundings to get satisfactory results. To demonstrate the filmmaking techniques and get financier for the feature film, Palke decided to make a short film. He planted some peas in a pot and placed a camera in front of it. He shot 1 frame a day for over a month, producing a film just over 1 minute of the seed growing, sprouting and changing into a climber. The short film titled Ankurachi Vad and showed selective individuals, some of them including Yashwantrao Nadikarni and Narayan Rao Devhare, and offered Palke a loan. Palke decided to make a film based on legends of Harishchandra and wrote a script for it. He published advertisements in various newspapers like Indu Prakash calling for the cast and crew required for the film. As no women were available to play female leads, male actors performed the female roles. Dattatreya Damodar Dabke played the lead role of King Harishchandra. Anna Saluke as Queen Taramati. Palke's elder son Balachandra was assigned the role of Rohit Shava, son of Harishchandra. Palke was in charge of script direction and production design, makeup, editing and film processing. Trayambak B. Telang handled the camera. The filming was completed in 6 months and 27 days, producing a film of 3,700 feet, about 4 reels. After the success of first film, he made many movies and short films. Some of his renowned works were Mohini Basmasur, Savitri Satyavan, Lanka Dahan, Shri Krishna Janma and Kaliyug Mantran. Soon silent films developed into a potential medium and also offered their financial viability. Therefore, entrepreneurs approached him and he opened a film company, Hindustan Films, in partnership with 5 businessmen from Mumbai. The primary agenda of the businessmen was to gain profits while he solely focused on creative aspect of filmmaking, which led to difference of opinions and he resigned from the company in 1920. Although after some point he returned to the film company and directed some films, he never really understood or appreciated the profit aspect of filmmaking and eventually left the company again. His last silent movie was Setu Bandhan in 1932. During his stay at Kashi, Palke saw several Hindi plays by Kirloskar Natak Mandali, a travelling drama company. The professional associated with the company like Master Manhar Parve, his father Ganpat Rao Marve and its proprietor Shankar Papuchi Majumdar and novelist Narayan Hari Apte were friends with Palke. They had regular discussion about various aspects of drama, cinema, music and literature. During one such meeting, Palke expressed his desire to write a play. He completed writing a Marathi play Rangabhumi in 2.5 months. It was a satire on on then contemporary theatre and stage conditions. Palke also read out the play at Bal Gangadhar Tilak and G.S. Kaptre, who were attending the All India Congress Committee session at Kashi. Both were very appreciative of the play. Palke also organized rehearsals of the play at Aryan Cinema, Pune for almost a year. Various professional drama companies approached Palke to stage Rangabhoomi, but he had it staged at Bariwala Theatre, Bombay in 1922. It was a 7-act play, so Palke decided to split it into 2 parts, 4 acts staged at one night and the remaining 3 on the next night. The performances were held only in 3 cities, Bombay, Pune and Nasik. Made with a budget of Rs 75,000, the play had a very lukewarm response and was rejected for being self-indulgent. In December 1934, the Maharaja of Princely State of Kolhapur, Raja Ram III, invited Palke to produce a sound film for his film company, Kolhapur Cinetone. Palke declined the invitation but was again invited by Maharaja. He accepted the invitation and was offered Rs 1,500 for writing the story and script and Rs 450 as monthly expense. Novelist Narayan Hari Apte helped Palke for writing the script and dialogue. Vishwanath Jadhav composed the music for the film and Palke wrote the lyrics. The film Gangavrataran was completed in 2 years at the cost of Rs 2,50,000. It was released on 6th August 1937 at Royal Opera House, Bombay. Gangavatharan was the only sound film directed by Palke with the introduction of sound in cinema and the new diversified ways of filmmaking. His work lost admiration and eventually he took retirement from filmmaking. In his 19 years of filmmaking career, he made 95 movies and 26 short films. He retired from the films due to his old age. He passed away in February 16, 1944 in Nasik, Bombay, British India at the age of 73. In recognition of his lifetime contribution to Indian cinema, the Dadasaheb Phalke Award was instituted in 1969 by Government of India. The prestigious award is the highest official recognition for film personalities in India and is presented annually by President of India for remarkable contribution to Indian cinema. In 2009, the Marathi film Harishchandrachi Factory, which was directed by theatre veteran Paresh Mukherjee, depicts the Dadasaheb Phalke struggle in making Raja Harishchandra in 1930. It was also selected as India's official entry to Academy Award in Best Foreign Film category.